It's that time again, time for the question and answer session, and this time we're gonna do things a little bit differently. As you guys can see by the title, we're gonna have themes for the next couple of question and answer sessions going forward, and there's a big reason for why I wanted to do that. But obviously the one thing that's never gonna change is me telling the YouTuber to go fuck himself. Now, over the years, obviously I've been on YouTube for a long time now. I've done enough question and answer sessions, and one of the things that I started noticing is a lot of repeat questions, or repeat topics, if you will. Now, that's nothing against you guys, nothing against my viewers, obviously. Not everybody's gonna remember every single question that's ever been answered before, but when you do this long enough, you start noticing that there are questions that you see on repeat quite often. I can almost tell you almost every single time we do the question and answer session, I would always refer back to, well, I've said this before and in a prior video. So this time we want to do something a little bit differently. I want to do themed questions for the next couple times that we go about. And the first one that we're going to have, you'll see by the title, how many? The idea behind this question is that for anyone who wants to ask me a question, you're going to send in a question that starts with how many, and then you can fill in whatever you want. How many countries have you visited? How many video games do you own? And for those of you who do like the controversial questions, because I left it open-ended, I'm sure you could figure out ways of getting in politics, gun control, abortion, world politics, whatever it is. It was left open-ended enough that anybody can come up with a question that they wanted to ask me. And over the next couple of question and answer sessions, you'll notice that I use this theme throughout. This one's going to be how many. The next one is going to start with what is your favorite. Now, obviously, that's not this one. That'll be the next one. And then after that, I'm going to go into more complex themes. So I wanted to start off slow. I wanted to start off easy. That way to give you an idea of what I wanted to do for this series from now on. But essentially, it'll give you an idea of how this is going to go for the next couple of question and answer sessions. If it goes well, hey, we'll continue the theme. If not, I could always change it back to what I wanted before. But essentially, this is going to give you guys a little bit more of a narrow scope of what to use and ask me in this question and answer session. So essentially, every question is going to be like fucking Jeopardy. I'm like Alex Trebek in this motherfucker, but essentially, you're gonna ask how many and then whatever the question is. Now, obviously, there are still two ways of sending me your questions. First one, through YouTube. It's the easiest way of doing it. Go into the, I think my channel, whatever the hell it is, you can click on it, you can send a private message or whatever the case is. Obviously, any messages that I get, I'll use that in the question and answer session. Second way, of course, is Prestige Gamers. Go over to the website if you don't have an account by now. You sign up, you can send me a private message over there, and of course, I will use that as well in the question and answer session. If you put your questions in the comment section of the video, I don't come back to these because it is difficult to remember. Oh, yeah, I have to go back, scroll through all these shits, and try and find the question that somebody asked me all those weeks ago whenever I finally do this, so I don't do it there. I like to keep it in two central locations, two inboxes essentially, that keep my questions all in one location. That way I can look at them, answer them, clip them, add them to the video. Otherwise, I'm fucking running back and forth, and that shit is a pain in my ass. So that's why I like keeping it in two central locations. So for now, you guys have a little bit of homework. Think it out. Come up with a good question. But essentially, it has to start with how many. Come up with something you want me to quantify. Essentially, how many certain things do you want me to answer? And then you guys will come up with a whole bunch of questions. I'm sure some people will come up with some creative questions. Obviously, the more creative questions, the more complex answers, those will be in the later videos. For those of you that do the simple answers, obviously those will be in the first videos. I usually do them in the order that I receive them. So for the first ones that people send in, you're usually one of the first questions. Then as we go along, the questions that I receive down the road, you guys will all get your answers. So for now, let's start it out like this. See how the theme goes. Hopefully it goes well. Second one is going to be, what is your favorite? Not going to do that now. That's going to probably be next month or so. And then I'll answer all your questions once I get them. So as always, rate, comment, subscribe, and all that good shit. And I'll answer your questions probably in about 2 or 3 weeks or so.